Welcome back to From Fear to Fun, the podcast where we explore how to transform medical encounters with children from moments of fear into opportunities for fun, with connection, confidence, and cooperation. I'm so glad that you are here. Today's episode focuses on one of the most decisive moments in any consultation, the first 7 seconds. 7 seconds that determine whether a child sees you as a friend or an enemy. 7 seconds that shape the entire tone of the encounter. Let's explore why this moment matters so much and how to use it well. In an earlier post, I shared that we send out our first impression signals within 100 milliseconds of meeting someone. But the real window, the moment that truly sets the tone, is about the first 7 seconds. Within this tiny slice of time, the child decides, are you safe? Are you kind? Are you a friend or an enemy? And once that decision is made, it tends to stick. Unfortunately, the odds are stacked against us. The healthcare environment is full of triggers for fear. Unfamiliar rooms, strange smells, bright lights, uniform, strange equipments, and the memory of previous pain. Everything around the child whispers danger. So unless we actively counteract that, we were perceived as a threat. If we want to be seen as a friend, we must send the signals of a friend boldly and immediately. Let's pause here for a second and ask ourselves, what signals do say, I'm your friend? Children read body language far more than words, and the following are signals that communicate safety. Focus on the child the moment you enter, smile warmly, show open gestures like a small wave from a distance, crouch down to meet them on their eye level. These behaviors say, I see you, I'm here for you, you're safe with me. And when the children feel safe, they have a chance to cooperate. Not because they're forced to, but because they want to. In my experience, 95% of children respond very positively when offered this invitation for interaction. Why 7 seconds matter so much? After about 7 seconds, the child has formed a pre-judgment, and they rarely change it. If they decide you are an enemy, every gesture becomes suspicious. Every instruction feels threatening. Every examination becomes a battle. But if they decide you are a friend, they trust your guidance, they tolerate discomfort, and they stay engaged. The difference is enormous, and it all begins in those first moments. You might ask, what about the parents? Parents watch the first 7 seconds closely. When they see their child relax, they relax too. Lower parental anxiety means clearer communication, better cooperation, and more efficient history-taking and smoother decision-making. Their turn comes later in the consultation, but their trust begins right here in the opening seconds. 7 seconds is a tiny investment with a huge return. So what shall we do? I would suggest to plan the moment. Become the child's friend in 7 seconds. This doesn't happen by accident. It requires intention, awareness, preparation, and empathy. If you cater to the child's need from the very first breath, you take away fear. So what does the child need? The child needs to know that they are safe. We need to re-emphasize this information again and again until we see a bodily response in the child that they relax. because when the child feels safe, the parent is able to open up, and the consultation becomes a partnership rather than a struggle. In a nutshell, the first 7 seconds set the tone of the consultation. Children decide instantly whether you are a friend or an enemy. The environment triggers fear, so you must actively send strong signals of safety. Smile, focus, open gestures, and eye-level contact build trust fast. Parents relax when the child relaxes. And 7 seconds is a powerful investment in a successful consultation. And this is how we move from fear to fun. Thanks for listening to From Fear to Fun. Next time, we will look at the location. Where would be the optimal place to invest our first 7 seconds for the interaction for the best possible outcome? Until then, remain curious, offer connection, and keep moving from fear to fun.